Military Island. That's also not another surprise as they love to go there for intense game. Early goings in this fight as they take on Royals of War. They managed to get an early knock. This could be some much needed points. Put in perspective, intense game. We're 5 points away from securing the threshold of 134 points. Right now, they sit 4 points away. Getting this team wipe could very well set themselves up for success. They've got 2 members down. Nades for the finish. David runs straight into it. Takes a little bit of damage. You got another member from IG closing the vice grip. David's time on this map is limited and is officially gone. Dave, they are now more. They're well on their way to doing so, and they're also going to be within a zone. A drive-by on the Wolves. Alpha 7 will take down Wancho. As Wolves look to be potentially in a lot of trouble. Coops and Doran will backtrack to try and take down Revo and a couple of others from A7. Carrillo on the bridge to still gatekeep as Law, Diego, Influence, Rage, Shoot to Survive, AGG at this game number 2, which is 2 players last alive. It's going to be tough for them. For Vios Gaming, they might be collapsing in onto 9Z Globe and X-Force going into the fight against United for Gaming, another team that is trying to come up. If X-Force can win this cleanly, that would set themselves up quite nicely going to the Military Island, which obviously they're going to have to do relatively shortly. Fights are breaking out everywhere. It's no surprise with such a hard shift over to the left-hand side. And on this bridge fight, IG, Loops looking to gatekeep as well. X-Force IG in a really tough spot. 24K down. Fade's now dipping out, but he can only go so...
Top, man, they're looking so solid. This is a big fight, though. Loops versus Intense Game. Intense Game already with 7 eliminations, Taylor. That is wild.
Yes. And they've already reached the threshold. They've already surpassed it. So every point they get for this point is just going to be the cherry on top. They will be our first official team to go to the next map with a chance to win Smash Point. But the more points you have, the merrier. And IG wants to win this fight against Loops. And keeping Loops at bay is going to be important because they're also knocking on the door of reaching Smash Point themselves, reaching that threshold. Rafina in the corner, but not for long. He'll get dropped through the smoke. And VIP also on AG on the opposite side, but these bridges, we knew they were going to be deadly, and PB, a new challenger has arrived. Shoot to Survive might be crashing in soon.
They may be doing just that, but Loops right now holding it down in the top of this compound. Intense Game, trying to survive, and they picked up 8 eliminations so far. Not only have they crossed the threshold, they've unlocked that Smash Point victory where they can stop the tournament next game. More importantly, though, they're putting distance between them and 4th place, which means that they are trying right now to punch their ticket to Worlds, make that gap insurmountable. And right now, they're on the push, up the stairs, peeking things, trying to take down Ninabete. Nades up, they chunk him, but do not connect for the flush. All signs right now point to Loops trying to survive and not going to be able to. Intense Game with another squad wipe, and they finish with all 4 players left alive, 38, and now it's Alpha 7 in on the Wolves.
Coops, yes, Alpha 7 in on the Wolves once again. This is a rematch from earlier. Remember, Alpha 7 took 2 players from the Wolves down, and they are once again trying to take the last players, but Coops fighting tooth and nail. Team Liquid on the follow-up. Ayala also getting a pickup from a distance. Revo dodging and native fact taking a little bit of damage. Coops gets the finish. Wolves with 1 player left. It's just Coops versus the 2 members of Alpha 7 up ahead. Carrillo as well as Revo, one of our top slayers throughout the entirety of the spring season. But can Coops hold on tight? Can Coops continue to get Wolves closer to the 134-point threshold? He's made some miraculous plays in the past, but this would be definitely a highlight moment. But he's on fire. He's burning, and he can't get out. Alpha 7 will win the fight.
So just yet they're trying to get to 134, and look at this climb from Adrian in Intense Game. What a position. Reyes is right below him.
He's cooking it.
Oh, he's cooking.
He's cooking,
Dave.
3, 2, 1.
He's tossing it.
Wow.
How do you
He's there now. He knows she's there now. Look at that.
So
2
lit.
HP left over here. And it looks like they're calling him back here. Reyes with the information. We see Remix behind the boulder with the P90. Reyes from the high ground with the DP. Just laying it down right now. Up against IG. IG have been just popping off 13 eliminations here this game. But let's see what Najee can do. to try to put a stop to it, and now it's up to Remix to solo with the P90.
P90, the win condition, you said it, top 3 win condition, right? So
Goodness gracious.
chance to win it is here, and now it's still a tragedy that Intense Game lost a player to Remix on top. Surely that should have been called out, but I guess it wasn't. Either way, Remix setting up a sneaky trap, and for Intense Game,
What is this zone?
do they know he's down there? He's been down there for a while, so once he springs that trap, how much of an impact is he going to have? Will he fire some shots onto Silence? And yes, he will. Silence takes some damage, but luckily lives, which means the cat's out of the bag. Remix, they're going to know where he's at, and Silence is pushing forward and takes him down. And 9Z Globant are gone, Dave.
Hey, listen, we got 50%.
Can they do it with just 2 players left? It's going to be tough, but it's a possibility.
Well, let's see. Inko is feeding Intense Game even more. These guys are going absolutely nuts. I'm telling you, 3 games, 6 games, Intense Game's going to the Esports World Cup. McGrellan gonna try to hold them down, but that smoke isn't gonna be strong enough. He's down to 1 AP. Look at Rafa, look at these shots.
Yeah.
There it is.
Hey,
Oh,
gentlemen, are you kidding me with this? Excuse me. Alpha 7 still in it, still alive. They had such awful position. They were so late getting out of that North George area. Remember, they were camping VIP up there. They out-rotated the whole lobby. They've made it to zone. They finished with 2 players right now, and they own the southern side. So it all comes down to this shift right now to see who's going to be in control. We've got Hate still out on this island way out here. He's done. He ain't making the swim. So it's Influence. Intense Game owns this circle right now. A7's gonna try to mix it up, maybe on the outside looking in, but really this is Intense Game's game to lose, and they may set a new elim record for this tournament. I believe that stands at 18 right now, and
gosh,
they
no,
have
17?
been
What the heck?
crushing
Exactly.
it. They've got so many elims, and I don't think they're done just yet.
They're on 17. When did that happen? That's actually nuts to say. Yo, these guys are on a different level. I don't know. Hate out there in the distance. I'm still thinking he can get the win for United for Gaming.
Yeah, okay.
Totally.
He's on Alcatraz Island out
He's
there.
winning.
Oh man, tough break. But hey, it is a good performance from Alpha 7 and Bios Gaming, getting some much needed points to get to that point threshold. And at this point, we're just kind of waiting for the dust to settle and see who ultimately takes this win. Intense Game clearly have the big advantage in the moment. And, well, Hate, I tell you what, Hate might take down Rafa. Doing so would be pretty cool from that distance. And honestly, kind of embarrassing from Rafa's perspective, who should definitely not get fried from Hate, who is out in no man's land and now fighting against Blue. But everybody wants this elim. I mean, it's a free point after all, Dave.
Yeah, Hate should just drink some energy drinks and go out to Blue, honestly. Going for the swim is wild. I mean, he thinks he's actually going to make it there alive. I don't know what's happening.
Actually going to save Adrian is so wild. They're putting themselves at so much risk. 18 eliminations, though. I think they're like, hey, we punched our ticket, boys. We got this. Let's just finish it in style. Adrian does have that rock. Rafa, with that smoke, should actually, yeah, they're going to be able to get this res off. But look at the zone again. It takes away from everybody at Dementor. He's on fire, baby. He's out of there.
19 eliminations, by the way. Reflections going over to Intense Game, setting the record
That's
here.
nuts.
21.
That's nuts. Is that's the official record?
That's
Right?
the
You have
record,
the
yeah.
entire
Oh, yeah.
19,
That's
yeah.
crazy. And what a time to do it when it matters the most, right? When you're fighting for top 3, and more importantly for them, right? Going for first place. They're ahead of the game. Coming into today, Intense Game, they were my favorite team to take this tournament. More specifically by Smash Point, because their Arrogale play is just out of this world. 3v2, Alpha 7, Intense Game. Alpha 7 needs this more than IG at the moment, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get it. Revo, he's been in tough situations before, but this might be one of the toughest for sure. Literally 3 players aiming down sights. Carrillo dropping to play zone. And Adrian finally making the push. Rafa to stay behind. Revo is down. Alpha 7 will have to settle for second place with 7 elims, but Intense Game not only secure the win, but they do it with 20 eliminations. They surpass the point threshold, and they are officially our first team on Smash Point with an opportunity to close this tournament out in